Hello everyone. Please confirm if I'm audible. Then we'll start the session. Guys, kindly confirm whether I'm audible or not. Guys, kindly confirm whether I'm audible or not. Okay. Let's wait for 1 minute and then we'll start. People are yet to join. So we'll wait for them. Okay, just 1 more minute, we'll wait and then we'll start. Let me share my screen. SAP screen along with that. Okay, so we'll start now. So in the last session, what we saw is that we saw some concept of modularization techniques. We saw how to create the subroutines. We saw how to create the include programs, how to use that in the program. Okay, so all those things we have seen in our last session. So if you just go here, we did some plus minus part as well. Like let me exclude this code. Okay, this is not active more, so we have to activate it first. So it will give me some error. I think the system is a bit slow today. Guys, kindly mark your attendance, please, so that I'll take a screenshot. Say yes, no, anything. So I'll take the screenshot now. We have enough people now. So we'll activate this code. Navratan, okay. Samir, Sweet, Shiva, Sairam, Tariq, great. Hamida, yes. Pallavi, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. Okay, so we'll start now. So we have seen how to use the include programs. We have seen like how to create the include programs and where do we create the includes. Like we create for the main screen data, the data types, and all those things. We create includes for our selection screen as well. Like when we have number of fields are more. then that time also we create the screen, and sorry, the includes, and then we use it in our program so that the program looks good, and it's divided in the blocks. Okay. And when we are going for the runtime debugging and all, runtime, when we see the program how it's working, and it makes us to see the code easily at the time of at runtime actually. Okay. So that's the mostly use we do at for the modularization. Okay. And the last what we saw is that we have taken some parameters, and then we were trying to do plus, minus, and the multiplication thing. Okay. And this piece of code can be written in the function module as well. Okay. So now the next technique for the modularization is function module. Okay. So we'll see that how to create the function module, how many types of function modules are available. Okay. And I have given the brief about the function module in the last session, so you can watch out my last video. So let's create the function module and write this piece of code inside that function module, and utilize this function module in one program. Okay. So the T code for function module is SE37. Okay. So here we create the function module, so we can give any name here. So I can just give G module underscore function. Okay. So we can give any name. So create this function module, we require two things. One is function module name. Along with that, we need a function group. So you might have seen my first video where we were discussing about the table maintenance generator. That time we created function group, and I told you the use of function group, that it's like a container. It holds all the value, or it can hold the screens, or it can hold many things in the single place. Okay. So that's the creation. We create a group, actually function group we created. So for that we have to create one function group and activate it. Okay. So before going to the function group, we have to create the before create the function module, we have to create the function group. Okay. So let's first create the function group. So we have two ways, okay, to create the function group. One is going to the SEAT, like if we go here SEAT. So it's the object navigator, or okay. And here we can search for function group. See here, one option is coming function group. If we create on that, so all the function group available in SAP will be coming over here. Okay. Or we can search for a specific function group name. It is not coming down. Let me down it. Yeah. So if you see here, we can give the name also. If we don't have name, we can search G star. So all the function group name with G star will be coming over here, and we can select any function group. Okay. But we have to create our own function module group, right? Function group. So that also we can create. Now I'll show you the way we can create directly from SE37. Okay. So if you go to SE37, in the top we have utilities, or go to. Okay. We have a go to menu option. Inside that we have something called function group. Okay. And then here we have option called create group. From here we can create the function group. Okay. We can display also, we can search also, we can change also from the same place. Okay. So let's create give the function group name. So GFG. So this is a naming convention I follow, and then I'll say simply anything demo function. Okay. Demo group. We can take some name, demo group. Okay. And demo function group for function module. We can give any description meaningful, so that it will make us easy to search when we are going to use it. Okay. So now I have copied this name, save it. We are not going to move it in the TR, so we are not giving any package. We'll give the local object. uh, SAP FICO consultant. Okay, I did not see your name, so yeah, that question I'll take at the last. Okay. So now we have created the function group. Now we have just created it. Okay. Now we have to activate also. So for that we have to go to SEAT. Okay. Because if we create a function module, to includes gets automatically created. And this is an interview question people ask, like when we create any function group, what all those two function modules which gets included. So we have to tell them that this is a two function module which gets created. One is top, one is UX. Top means we can declare some kind of data or types or internal table and everything, and then XX we can define our code inside. Okay, so just right click on that. So you see, if I just double click on this include, okay, it will not be activate. But let's see, it is in inactive status. So if I try to use this function group in my function module, it will not allow me, because saying that it is not activate. Okay, so we'll just right click on that function group name and we can activate it. Okay, it is not in change mode. Yeah, right click and then activate it. So now it is being activated. So just click enter. Now this is some information is coming that is currently editing. Okay, so it is not allowing me to activate the code. Why? Because we are in edit mode. Okay, so go out of edit mode first, then let's activate it. So now the function group will be activated and now it is ready to use. Okay, I think I need some better server, or I think connection is good. I have 200 Mbps plan, but still let me check what's the speed coming. Yeah, so it got activated. Okay, so if you can see here activated, just ignore this part. If I double click on this again, okay, then it will be showing active only. See, it's active. Okay, so now the function group is activate. We can use it in our function module, or we'll save that function module in that function group. Okay, so now go back again. So I'll go to SE37 to create the function module. Okay, SE37. Then we can give the function module name, which is already coming here. Just click on create, and function group name which we have just created, and then function module for, you can give some description here, module for arithmetic operation. Okay, we are going to do some plus or minus. Okay, we are just saying the use of function module right now, but when we are going to come for the topic here, function module, that time we'll see uh, which all kind of function modules are available, how to use that, how to do the table operation, how to get a query data. Okay, all those operations we'll be seeing it, but this is for information purpose that it is also a modularization technique. Okay, okay, so now here when we just create the function module, we get some value over here. So import, what is the export, what are change parameters. So these are the inputs or output parameter. Like if you are passing some value inside this function module, which value we are going to pass, which value will be going back to the program. Okay, and if any tables we are going to use. So same we have seen in the reuse ALB function module, right? So that similar way we can see here as well. So if I just save it, okay, for now, and let's go back to the function module which we have used for our ALB creation. Okay, reuse underscore ALB, right? So let's go there. So reuse underscore star I'll say, and then ALB and star, and then list or anything, uh, grid. Okay, so if we see here, okay, I gave the wrong spelling here. See here, reuse ALB create display. If we see which all the inputs and output parameter or exception or table which is there, in similar fashion we also have to create the function module. So if you come to the import part, okay, see here, what we were passing is we were passing our program name to the function module, right? We were passing the field catalog also, right? We created one field catalog and then we passed to this function module. We passed events also in one of the example. We passed this ISE IT events also, right? And then in the return, what we were getting here is this is not exporting, so we can get the output as well, but here we are not getting that output and we are not using it. And in the changing, if you want to use, nothing is there for now, but we can use a changing parameter also, which means like we are sending some information inside and getting some information, both things. Here in the tables we were passing the tables, okay, and we got pass our final table to this so that the ALB display will work, right? And then if you're going to create any exception, that is also possible program, and then you can create some exception also. And once we are doing this import export changing thing, right, so automatically the source code with some information gets generated. So you can see this blackout information, right? So till here, okay, it gets automatically generated. So what it says is that inside this function module, okay, these are the things which is being used, okay. This is a part of importing parameter. After that we have exporting parameter, we have tables, we have exceptions, okay. And now when someone is writing some code over here, they can see which all object I can utilize in my program here, okay, which table I can use, so that no need to go again and again into these things and check actually, okay. So in the similar fashion we will also create one function module, and let's see, okay. So the R function module name is G module function. So what we are going to do here is we are going to take two values as an input, okay, and then we'll produce the output, okay. So let's do that. So first thing is attributes, okay. So that also I'll explain you a bit here what are attributes here. So here we get the which kind of function module it is. So it can be normal function module, it is called remote enabled function module. So this we call it RFC function module. You might have heard the term RFC function module. And then update function module, this we call it mostly in the baddies, okay, or when we are going to save some data, after that commit we can do. So all those things, we have different kind of function module available, okay. So that we'll see in when we are going to cover the function module in that depth, okay. So now for now we just let's create one import parameter and export parameter. So if I'll go to edit mode, we'll just create one parameter called im. So this is a we follow, as for input we follow im like import, okay. Then I'll say parameter 1, okay, and then type we can give integer, okay. Then we can say im underscore para 2, or I'll say operator here, okay. Im underscore operator, because we are going to pass whether we are going to do plus minus or division anything, so that we'll pass here im underscore opr, okay. Then this will take as a constant. You can do f4 also, there are typing methods available, type reference to, or like operator we use mostly here. So if you just F4 here, two entries are fine, type and type reference to. So if you are giving any reference type for classes or objects or methods, that time we use reference to. Otherwise, we mostly use type thing or like method, like parameter over here. Okay. Then this I'll give as type C. C means like character one. Okay. And then I'll give IAM underscore pair two. And then type. We can select from that also, and we can give from here also, okay. Now we are going to pass two number along with the operators, okay. So just save it, And here there is some option available, like optional or this thing. So if you give it option, like, then in that case no need to give this compulsory. But if you are not passing these check boxes, right, so these three values will be mandatory to fill, otherwise we will not get the output. Okay, so now go to export parameter. In the export, what we have to display is we have to display the result, right? So we can say ex, which is export, and then we can say result. So and then type I. I means integer. We are taking the integer as an input and we are passing the integer as output. Okay, so this is all we'll do here. Changing we are not giving for now, and tables also we no need to pass it. And then coming to the source code. Okay, see, as soon as we give the import parameters and export parameter, it shows me that you can do all the operation which you want to do, and that exporting and importing is available. Okay, now let's write the code for that. So let's first activate it, because if any type error comes or anything comes, then we can rectify that. Guys, are you there with me? Say yes or no. Guys, am I audible? Okay, one yes. Okay, so now what we'll do here is that first we have to read the value which is coming into the importing part. So simply if I just execute this, okay, then what happens, it will ask me to give the inputs, okay, on the screen. So let's see how the screen looks like when we execute this. See, it is asking me what it is asking. Give the parameter one, give the para operator, and give the parameter two. Once we execute this, we have option to execute also. So if we execute, it is saying parameter one is compulsory. We cannot skip it. Okay, at least some value has to be given. You can give string value also, then it will fail, right? See, it will fail. Nothing will come. Okay, and then we have output as X result. Okay, this will give us the output. So let's write the code for that. Okay, so we'll be getting the values in these IM para 1 and IM para 2 along with the operator. So what we'll simply do is we will directly use EX result, okay, equals to para 1, and then we'll use the operator. Okay, how will you use this operator as a parameter? So can I use it like this? Can I use it like that? Anyone? Kindly suggest me, can I use like that, or I have to do something else? No. Okay. Interactive, because now you know the basics of programming, how to use the string, how to use the keywords, right? So that's the reason I'm asking you the question. Can someone suggest me on the chat how to give pass this parameter so that it will be useful for me? Someone is saying typo. Okay, that I know it's a typo mistake because it is not green. I need to make it like, we are going to use this operator as a it can be anything, it can be plus, it can be minus, or it can be anything. See, if I give like that, there's no error. Okay, if I simply save it, check it, there is no syntax error, and I can simply activate the code. Okay, if I activate the code and run it, and if I give some value, it will just produce me the output as well. but we are going to see why we are creating function module is so that we can reduce the code, we can do the modularization, and we don't have to write much of code. So we have to practice as much as possible line of code we can reduce. Okay, operator can be defined by type syntax. Okay, so if I right now if I give like 5, and then here if I give 2, and here it is meant, see, if I simply execute, it will ask me the value for OPR because it is a mandatory field, right? We have not given optional. So if I give simple minus, what will happen? It will give me the output as 3, but still it is not going to use for other operations, like we have multiplication, we have divide, right? So how to use that parameter over here? So that's the question actually. Operator can be defined by type syntax. Okay. Mm, if I use the type, how to use that here? Can you write the syntax over there and you just hint for me, please? I'm waiting, guys. Okay, fine. So we cannot give that operator like that over here. Okay, we cannot use that field, extra field over here. Then in that case, what we have to use is we have to use some if or else condition by checking if part actually. Okay, either we can use if, or if we have multiple condition, then we can go for case. Okay, so we have seen this conditional things, right, like cases and if else condition. So this we'll see now. Okay, now we have to read the value. Okay, so when case, what is the case here? Our operation. Okay, so case is operation. Okay, when, like, what is the value we are going to use in the selection? So we'll say when minus. Okay, we'll say first plus, then what you have to do here is just do the plus of this operator. Okay, so what is the operator here? So this is x result. Okay, equals to I am para 1 plus I am para 2. This will give us the piece of code. Okay, now we can go for minus also, like that. So same double clicks minus. If you are doing minus, then it should be the case. We can go for the divide also. Okay, so let's copy it. We can do the multiplication. Okay, so multiplication is this one. We can go for multiplication as well. Okay, then next is divide, right? We can use the modulus and all those things also in the program. We have seen those arithmetic operators, right? So likewise we can do, and then we can go for divide. Okay, and then we have last option available, when others. So what we have to do, that when someone try to type ampersand mark or dollar mark or any, they can type anything, right? The user can type anything. Either we have to stop them or show some kind of message. Okay, so message that wrong operator was selected, and then type informative. Okay, for now we'll be using type I, and that's all. We don't have to do anything. Okay, yeah, save I use case syntax, correct. So we'll activate it, and let's try to give the values. Okay, it's activated without error. Let's try to give the values over here. Okay, so if I give 5 minus 3, okay, so the output is, okay, it's going for wrong operation. I forgot to change the operation. Yeah, mm, minus, then we are doing the plus over here. That is the reason we are getting the wrong output. For minus, we have to go with divide. Okay, we forgot to change the operator because we copy and pasted the code. For multiplication, it's multiplication. For plus, it's plus. Yeah, that's correct now. Guys, you can highlight in the comment if I'm doing something wrong. I'm reading your comments parallelly. Yeah, it's activated. Let's try to give the values again. 5 or 50 minus 20. Okay, so the result should be 30, I guess, right? Simply execute, the result is 30. So it means our operation is working fine. Then let's go back. Then if I'll give plus, the value should be 70, correct. If I give what we give multiplication, so it will be some 1000. Yeah, so 1000 is coming as a output. 50 multiplied by 20, it's 1000. Okay, then if we give divide, okay, 50 divided by 20, it's somewhere 2 point something. Okay, then it is coming 3, because we have used the integer value, it is giving us the whole number to the nearest. Okay, so if we divide 50 by 20, it will be somewhere 2.5. Okay, 2.5. So it is giving the nearest numbers, which is 3. Okay, so that's how we can utilize. Now, how we can call this program at the multiple places. Okay, so how to call this program, right? So how to call this function module? So we just take the function module name, or we can go to our program which we have created initially. Okay, so this was a program we have using modulation underscore demo. Okay, go at the last. See, we have written this code right here to do the task. So now this is not required. We have created our function module. See, this we have created here. If you want the same operations again in one of the program, there also we have to write such logic. Then again in the next report which we are going to create, we have to perform some operation, again we have to use it. But to reduce these many time of creating this same piece of code, better to go with function module. Okay, we can create the function module. For that, just give the function module name over here, or we can search also. See here, because we have created and activated, it will be available with search help. Okay, so if I just give G module FUNC star, then we can search also. See, automatically it came. If I just simply enter, it is asking me to pass the exporting parameter along with importing parameter. Okay, now either we can give the value directly, like if I say 2, okay, and the parameter is single quotes minus and then 1, and we have to give importing parameter and then exporting. Okay, but how will you store the result? How will you display the result, right? So that we have to do. Now this is the main part. So when we are going to pass some values to the function module, it should be the similar type of what it is there inside. Like we have seen this when we are creating the reuse LB, right? So that time what we did is that we created the ls field get type of parameter on top. So likewise we have to create the thing actually. Okay, so what we can do is we can create parameters. Okay, here in the main screen, p underscore para1 type I. Okay, then para2, that is also type I means integer, we can go for. And the next we can go for p underscore operator, so that will give type C. Okay, so these three parameters we are going to create, and then we pass the values over here. Okay, para1, okay, operator1 we can directly pass over here, and then para2, right? So if you see, double click on this, it will give us take us to the same place where we were writing the code. Okay, and in the importing parameter we can see the type. Okay, so in the same type you should always take, otherwise we get the error called type conflict error. So that will also I will show you why do we get the type conflict error. And result, right? So this we cannot create as a parameter, but we have to create one local variable lb underscore result and then type. Okay, so why we are creating this local variable and all those, so that we can access the result which is coming the function module for the further processing. We are going not just going to print it. Okay, we are going to use it and then do the other processing as well. Okay, so we have to create the LB result, but we do not know the type, like what is the type of this result. So what we can do is just go to this function module name and go to the export parameter. So you can see the type over here, so which is I. Okay, so you can give the type I over here. Okay, now we can use this LB result over here. Okay, and that's all. Our function module calling is done. We are passing the parameters, we are doing this, and then we can, what we can do is we can do some more operations over here, or we can simply write in the output screen. So I can just write what's the result coming in LB result. Okay, simply save it, check it, and activate it. So let's see if any dump coming or any error coming. Okay, there is no error, and the other piece of code is there. Simply execute it. If I give 3 uh, plus 2, 3 plus 2 should be 5. See, now the output 5 is coming properly. If I give 3 minus 2, 1 is coming. 3 multiplication, multiply by 2, 6 is coming. Okay, if I give 3 divide by 2, so it should be some 2, because we have taken the integer number, right? So it will give us the full value. It will not give 1 point something, because we have not taken the float. If you want to display that number, we have to take the float kind of variable to display the output. Okay, the exact output which should be there. This is just a demo we are doing it, so we can take it for now, but let's see how it is working actually. Okay, so if I put a debug here, okay, and let's go in debug mode, so to understand more in the functionality. So here I give the value as 3, here I give the value as minus, here I give the value as 1. Okay, so 3 minus 1 should be the 2 answer. Okay, so if I simply execute, it will go to the debug mode over here. Okay, then let me share my screen again. Yeah, we are in debug screen. Okay, see here, so we gave 3 values, right? So if you'll see, we are passing the para 1 value. We do not directly pass the values p and para and all those. What we do is we store these values first in some local variable, and then we pass it to the function module, because this is not the correct practice to pass this. Okay, always create one local variable first. Okay, or one or two, three parameters we are passing, right? Create 3 local variables first here, and then assign the value into that local variables, and then pass those local variable over here. Okay, so that sometime we are going to change the value that we can do. See, these 3 values we are passing to this function module called g module function. So 3, and then operator is minus, and the parameter 2 is 1. Okay, so if I simply go F6, then what will happen? If I press F6, it will come directly out over here in the right statement. But if I press F5, right, step by step execution, then it will go inside the function module. So this was the function module which we have created, right? GA module, function module. Let's see which is the case coming here. See, the case coming over here is minus. And what is the IM parameter value? 3. IM para 2 value 1. So which more line it will go? It will go to the line number 17. Why? Because we are sending this value as minus, right? So it will go to the line number 17. So if I press F5 again, at the step execution, see here, directly it came here. Now it will go inside that line. Okay, and currently the line value is 0. Now this operation will be done, like 3 minus 1 will be done and stored into this variable. Okay, so the value will become 2. Okay, now automatically it will come out. Okay, and it might go to this case keyword, or it will might go to the main program. So let's see that. Yeah, it came to the end function, means whatever the function what it was doing, it got completed. Now let's go back to the main program. So now it is come to the main program, and then we store that result. See, the result was there in the ex result in the function module, okay? But to access it in our program, we have to store in some variable or some table. Like there are some so many kind of parameter we can use. We can use the type parameter. So Pallavi, your question was there earlier that sir, how to pass single parameter and get the data in the table format, like passing the material thing and get the other information in the table. So that also can be done. We can pass on material and take the output as table type. So that we'll see in the function module section. Okay. So this is for just knowledge purpose. And then LB result having storing the value of 2. So if I simply press F2, our value will be printed in the main screen and the 2 will be printed. Okay. Let me reshare my screen again. So the 2 will be printed over here. Okay. So that's how we can create the function module and we can utilize in our day-to-day life actually. See, so coming from the start, we have seen how to use the subroutines. So we have used it perform fetch data thing. Okay, it's normal thing. Then we have used using the parameters like using and changing parameters. So these are the variation for the subroutine. Okay, so using means that we are going to use it some as a value, and changing means we are going to use it as a reference. Okay, so we pass the data and then we get the data in the parameter. So that we have seen. Along with that, as a modulation technique, we have seen how to use the include programs, okay, and how to use F0, like include how to import the things like our screen or data type or declaration thing inside that include programs, okay. And then last, we have seen currently it is function module, how to create the function module, okay. So these are the techniques we mostly follow. So there is one more technique we follow here is macros. Okay. So I haven't seen much of use of macros. Macros is also similar to subroutines. We pass the value, we get the statement done, and then we execute it. I have never used that in my life. So I can show you example if you want. Otherwise, we can leave it. Okay. Then we have last thing like if you go to the top of the program, I've told you that what all the things available. So last one is class methods. Okay, so whoever has joined yesterday's class, there what we did is we created the class methods, right? So if you just go to YELB report, okay, so here we have created the class, right? In the class we have created the data types and then we created the methods. So get data, what we did is we call this get data method in this section, right? So the get data method can also be called in some other section also, okay, and that is the called reusability. Okay, the second option is this is a local class or local method. We can create some standard class or standard methods. Okay, so if we'll go to SC24, okay, and this we have underscore CL underscore SALB underscore table. Okay. Mm, okay, I take it from the program itself where there we have used. Sorry. So we have used here, right? CL this table. Okay, this is a class. Okay, so this standard class which they have created, we can also create our G class. We can copy this all those things into G theme. Okay, and these are the methods. Okay, so what does the method means? Yesterday we have used two things. One, we have used the factory method, right? And we have used a display method. So this can be utilized in many programs, okay? Like you want to create some report or your colleague wants to create some report, your function wants to create some report. So let's suppose five people are creating five reports. So what they can do is they can call the same class and same method. Okay, so this is a reusability of the code actually. Okay, so that's how we can do this. We'll take some session on OOR above also, okay, and there I can give you some generic idea on class methods and everything. Mostly people might have got some idea how to define the class, how to use the class in yesterday's session, but still we'll try take some special session, or I'll say some session on day when we don't have any concept available to study, or some weekend class we can take. So we'll learn that as well. Okay, so guys, are you there with me, guys? Say yes. I'm waiting for your inputs. Okay, 1 years, 2 years. Bipin Kaushik, Archon, yes. Sai, yes. Okay, great. Samir Panda, yes. Okay, guys. So I have one question now. Okay, so let's. We have 2 3 more minutes. Let's take one quiz, small quiz. Okay. So the question is, okay, if you see your screen or your comment screen, okay, you will see the question and give me the answer. Okay. Give me the answer, guys. Can we execute include program from SE38? One vote I got. Other people? Someone said yes. Guys, 3 votes only. Make it fast. We'll go with the next question. Total 50-50. So, guys, that is not the correct answer actually. We cannot execute the include program from the main screen. So let's see that. Okay, G include test. If I create a program, type I. Okay, include program always need a driver program where it is being called. Then only it will be used and will be working. So if I just use the include program, local object. See, people are changing their votes now. Okay, that's not a problem. That's the interview question actually. People ask, can we create, can we execute the include program? Okay. Guys, next question can be for the timing I'm showing you. Can we execute subroutines from SE38 directly? Say yes or no in the chat, please. Okay. So that is not the good question actually which I have asked. That depends whether do we have screen available, whether we have calling program available. So that depends. Okay. See here, I have created a simple program of type include. I will activate it. Okay. And I have just printing right hello. Right. This we can do in the normal SE38 program. And let's try to execute this program in the screen. Okay, this is one of the interview question actually. Can we execute it or not? Okay. Looks like server is bit slow. I'll try to connect with Sosret actually. Okay, so I have activated it now. So this is our execute button, right? Direct processing. If I press that, let's see. If you see here, the question operation terminated. What does that mean? It is not going to execute that. Why? Because it's an include program and it needs a program, a driver program. Okay, or the T code. Something is required, but it cannot directly be used. Okay. So if I just go back to the main screen, okay, or the main program SE38 screen, if I try to execute or run it, so let's see the error from here. See here, unable to generate for program type I. We cannot execute it. Okay. So those who have said yes, the question is no actually. Okay. We cannot execute the input program directly. And I was showing you one more example over here. I forgot to tell you. Okay, so let's give here the type conflict thing. Okay, so see here in the function module, if you might able to recollect, we have used the type I and the type I and the type C, right? And then we have used X result as type I. Now let's see if I pass type C over here, like I want to store the value in type C, whether it's going to accept it or not. Okay, so simply activate it. So this is also mostly time people forget to see this type, and even I forget many times when I'm doing the coding, and then that time I make sure that I'm providing the correct output. See here, if you can see the screen, it says type conflict when calling a function module. So it is applicable for all the function module. It can be standard function module, it can be custom function module. Okay, make sure you are giving the correct type. Okay, so you can see the dump here also here in the above application program. The current program had to be terminated because it has come across statement that unfortunately cannot be executed. Okay, a function module was called incorrectly. So why it says that, we can read some more. See here, it says that the function module interface allow you to specify only fields of a particular type under X result. So we can see this X result thing was not given correctly. Okay, the field of LV result is specified here is a different field type. See it. Sometimes we do not get the proper explanation, but sometimes we get it. So here we are getting it correctly. So what we'll do is we'll go to the program again, and then we'll keep the type I. That's how. So when I was doing the coding initially 2 3 years, I got so many dumps and no one taught me. Even the that time YouTube was not that famous, and I used to get a lot of dump over there. And the senior which I was working with, they also not helped me. Okay, but later on with the experience, when we debug, okay, when we did just got lot of dump, that time slowly we learn and then we try to get the expertise actually. So if I do it now, we'll not get any dump now and it will be executed. The output is true. Okay. So this is the basic I have to ask you. Okay. So the next interview question, if I ask you, that interview question can we use include subroutines and function module all three in the same program? Say yes or no, guys. Yes or no, guys. I'm waiting. Yes or no, so that I'll give you the answer for that as well. Yes, yes. See, Tanusri said yes. Seva said no. Other guys, first guys, let's not waste much time. It's already 1 hour, and you have might have some other work also. As if you yes, yes. So the answer is yes. We can utilize all three, all four technique in single program. Okay, we can use one by one. Like when we are creating selection screen and all, that time we can use this thing, what this include part. Okay, here we can create the type segment, here we can create the function model thing, here we can create the selection screen. Okay, later on when we are processing the logic, right, inside that if you are processing the logic, that time we can call the method also or subroutine, and then we can use function model. Like if you want to like we have seen the ALB part, right? So that time we are use the function module, so that all three can be utilized in one thing. Okay, even the class method also, if I want to use some class method. Okay, so we have one standard class available. Just give me a second, I'll tell you the name. Okay, so just give me a sec, guys. I have written the name for that class. I forget actually because I'm mostly not using the oops concept day-to-day basis, so I do not recollect. So there's one demo class available that we can utilize and display anything. Just give me a sec. If I get it, it's fine. Otherwise, we'll leave it. Okay, I'm not able to get it here. Demo class for display output. Oops, for that. Okay, I think that is CL demo output. Okay, so if I simply say, see here, CL demo output. Okay, so we can use the class and methods also. So if I just copy and paste over here, okay, see here. So this is our class, which is our demo class. Okay, so if it says create it. Okay, I think we need to define it mostly, but let's see whether it's giving me the output or not. Check. It give me the error. Let me check why it is giving me the error. Do we have to explicitly call it? I don't think so. So someone from oops guys, type versus like when we use this what situation. Okay, so two questions we have by now. Okay, this I'll show you when we are taking the oops concept. It is nothing. It's we give like that only CL demo output and then display, but not sure why it's not taking. But let's see that later. Okay, so the first question, how to create a drop down. Okay, so this you can create the drop down in the selection screen itself. There is a keyword available for that sign. If you want, I can share that with you. Okay, so type versus like when we use what situation. Okay, so see here, I show you that when to use the type and when to use the like. Okay, so let's suppose this is one of the internal table we are going to use. Okay, so let me unhighlight the code. Okay, see, so what we did here is that we created a local structure. Okay, and then we created this one more local structure which is ty demo. Okay, now we are going to create an internal table. Now what it says that type demo. Okay, so it is, there is no much difference, okay, in the type and like, but it is on the writing style of people. So let's suppose now this is a local structure, right? If I double click on that, it will come here. Okay, I want to create a table, so what I give is it demo type table of ty demo. Okay, now I want to create the work area. Okay, so if I give the work area means a line by line we have to take the input into this variable. So if I just give a type, it will directly go here. Now there is one more way to use the create the work area. How we can create is wa underscore demo one like. Okay, so if I just simply give like over here, okay, like uh, lt demo, and then like is only used when we already have some kind of object available with you in the runtime or the program. Some object should be there first, then only you can use the like operator. So see, I cannot use the like operator with this thing. Why? Because this is a type, we are giving some kind of type over here. If I simply check, let's see, it gives me the error that lt demo is unknown. It is, there is no object. It is created, but it is not an object actually. Okay, but if I give the type lt demo, now we have already created the lt demo. If I just give the like of this, okay, so it says this is like this. You got my point? We are just creating a replica. Okay, a replica of this table to this table. So if I say this is a type of this, so if I simply press F2, there is no error. Okay, this is coming in different error. Let me comment this code and then come back here. Okay, and check the code. There is no error now. Okay, so now if I give the like operator, it is the same. This will also behave like an internal table, and this will also behave like a internal table. Okay, we can also do the same in the variable also like. And if I want this to behave like a work area, then what I have to do is like line of. So now only one line will be created in this. Okay, and this will be a line of this. So inside that, whatever the structure we have created automatically will be copied over here. So I think this I have shown in my classes also in the debug mode, how the like and type work. You can refer that video for more understanding. Okay. The similar thing we can do with local variables also. Okay. So if I say, if I create one variable, let's suppose I'll go at the last. Okay. So if I create some variable data, lb type lb integer, okay, type I. Okay, now if I want to create one more variable with like operator, okay, so I'll say lb int2. If I set like, okay, it will give me the operator. There is no problem because it starting it does not know whether what we are going to write next, right? So it will give me all the possibility that we can use any of this, like table of, like reference of, type reference of, all those things. But what when we assign that the next operator, the next keyword, or the next value, that time it try to understand, okay, what they are doing to do, or they are trying to do in the program. So this is not correct, this is correct, likewise. Okay, so if I use like, then if I give I only, okay, so I have not created any object for I. I is already defined in the DB somewhere, right? I have to create something which is available over here first. Then only I can say, okay, this is like this is like that, this is like that. So if I'll give you something scenario, okay, some scenario, if I say in the real time that you saw two bikes, okay, and there is one bike called TVS. Some bike is launched, okay, and you know one bike called TVS Star, okay, so which is there near you, okay. So what you can say, okay, you have not seen that still that new bike which is come, but you can say it can be like that, right? And it is type of bike, you know that, right? But you cannot say which like it is, or the TVS Star which you have currently, okay, it cannot be the same like that is, let's suppose it is like Hayabusa, but you have not seen. So for that, what you have to do is first you have to go there, see the bike, okay, means it is still available with you. Then you can say, okay, this bike is also a like with TVS Star. Hope it's clear. Yeah, Siva got it. Thank you. Great. So if I try to check this, it will give me the error. Say I is unknown. It is neither in one specified table nor defined by statement. But if I give the type int, okay, over here, if I want to utilize, then it will take the all the property of this field to this field. Okay, so just check it. So there is no error. Okay, so hope it's clear. Next question: how can I know the timing of your class? Yeah, so we have dedicated group available. Okay, and if you'll see any video in this YouTube, I have given my Telegram handle name. Okay, you can join from there. You can ping me. I can help you to add in the group. Okay. Next, sir, will you please take as for HANA, HANA concept like EMT pin cities? Kalpesh, yeah, I'll be taking that. That is planned for future, but currently my audience, which there is not ready for advanced concepts. Okay, so we are going with the basics first, then we'll go with the BAPI, BADI enhancement, then we'll go with the concept like CDs and all. After, before we will have to go with new syntaxes because now currently we are using ECC. Okay, so that is the future plan, we'll do that. Okay, yeah, so Kalpi is also Adobe Form. Yeah, Adobe Form will be taking before S4 HANA. Okay, so smart form and Adobe Form both will be covered. Okay, so Sairam, you had one question in the starting of the class. Let me read it out. Sir, one question: what is the difference between a function module and a BAPI? You can answer when you want. Okay. So the difference between a function module and BAPI. Okay. So mostly, why we have BAPI actually? BAPI and function module both behave in the same way. Okay. So if I just go in the pattern section here, okay. If I search BAPI, okay, star, we can take any BAPI over here. Okay. I'm not worried about which BAPI. Just for example, see here also we are passing this, right? If I double click on this BAPI, okay, save it and go to the attribute tab. Okay, see, if you see here this checkbox, it says remote enabled module. So BAPI is predefinedly gets created for the RFCs thing. Okay, I'll tell you simply. Okay, for now we can have more discussion in details. For simple, BAPIs are mostly created for RFCs. Okay, but the function module can be RFC function module. It can be a normal function module also. Okay, and there is one more difference that we have so many kind of remote enabled update function module immediately. All those features are available here also. We don't have normal function module, and this BAPI we have some business object available, and it gets registered. Actually, there is some registration process for the BAPIs we follow. and it gets registered in the DB directly. Unlike function modules are normal DD, just above objects we create. Okay. So these things, normal function and update function, I'll take in the upcoming session. Okay, where we are going to deep in the function module thing. Okay. Yeah. Sairam, we'll discuss that. Okay. We'll take the difference of BAPI and function module both. So now the time is more. Okay. So let's connect tomorrow. And if any question, you can comment in the sections. Okay. And I'll try to solve the queries you have. Okay. Chalo. So that's all for today, guys. Let's meet tomorrow. Tomorrow we have class. Okay. No question now. Okay, fine. So thanks all for joining. Let's meet tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.